Spark, stop taking my burgers. It ain't funny. We were supposed to do a video. You took my McDouble and ran out the house laughing. How was that funny? Yes, I'm that mad over a burger. I'm hungry. Nigga, you too, you Carmex bottle built bitch.
Spark 3 was my favorite game of 2022.
And yes, that includes Elden Ring.
Nah, nigga, don't boo me. I feel misrepresented. I can't climb up mountains like the monkey I am.
See, Spark 3 stood out like hell to me because not only is it a Sonic-inspired 3D platformer with impeccable combat mechanics, but the story also hits like a Yoko Taro game. So you know that by the end of the game, you're gonna be in that whole like...
Spark 3 got that shit on in every category. Gameplay, story, design, this shit a masterpiece. But one thing I would add to the game is multiplayer because I kind of like multiplayer. Niggas, stop. It's over. Bruh, I said stop. Nigga, get the fuck out. Stop doing that shit.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was my roommate. Told him to help with the video. He got carried away.
Well, is there any room for you carrying all that attitude around? Damn. My fault. This game at its core is a momentum-based 3D platformer. So usually in the levels, you'll just be going from point A to point B. The levels are usually like 3 to 5 minutes long, but there's just so much content in each and every single one of these levels. There's so many routes you could take or skips you can hit, and these are in each and every single one of the levels. And there's like 1,000 levels. Or 50. Or 2. Y'all niggas know I can't count. There's also a lot of collectibles in this game, but I'm not really a huge fan of collectibles in video games because usually they don't really give you anything for collecting them. And I know collectibles are used to pad out the game for some people, but that just don't work with me. I am sorry, y'all. I am not that dedicated. I don't want to spend 100+ hours in a game just to get a Steam achievement. There's also a lot of cute details in these levels too. Like in this one level, I found this person that looks extremely familiar. I just don't know who it is. I can't tell. My brain. The levels in this game don't ever feel like they're boring, still, or repetitive. You can go from running through a forest with a factory in the middle of it to trying to escape a plane that's actively crashing. And that plane level is nothing compared to the final area. I promise you that. I ain't gonna spoil too much on the final area because that's where the story gets crazy. But I will say the final area just feels like it's just hard as for no reason.
Hi, I'm Opino. Have you ever played through a level that made you genuinely tweak the out? Well, I'm here to give you a solid solution to these levels. If you go ahead and press that beautiful subscribe button, then you'll be able to see way more of my content on your feed. My videos in the background will allow your brain to relax and have a good time as you're playing video games.
Nigga, I'm lying.
The levels in this game are just so good, and the gameplay complements these levels to a T. By the way, I don't really know what to a T means. I just said it because everybody else be saying it. I'm a follower, not a leader. The movement feels a lot different from a traditional 3D platformer. You still do gain or lose speed depending on if you go up or down the slope. But aside from that, there's so much depth to the mechanics of this game. For example, the main dash is put at a set speed. So if you're going extremely fast and then decide to hit a dash, then your speed will decrease crazy. And of course, if you slow and you hit the dash, then it's gonna make you go fast.
I feel like it's a real sweet and subtle multi-layered mechanic. I kind of like it.
This mechanic of the game can even help you figure out problems in real life.
That man wasn't in my baby's life for 18 years.
Calm down, ma'am. Let's hear what he has to say. Listen to me real quick. I got a good explanation. If I'm going to the milk store at 100 miles per hour and I hit a dash, then of course I won't be able to see my son in 18 years.
This game also has fall damage. And I ain't gonna lie, the fall damage took a hot minute to get used to.
It's just that not too many platformers actually have fall damage in the first place. Like if you backflip off a skyscraper with Kirby, you know for a fact that he's not gonna die. But if you in the air for more than 2 seconds with Spark, then the game is probably finna hit you with a... But fall damage is here for a reason. But to explain that reason, I gotta put on my glasses.
Now let's get started. There's a lot of verticality in a few of the levels, so to make sure some of these levels aren't finished in like 2 seconds, they actually had to add fall damage. It also allows the player to explore different parts of the levels that they normally wouldn't see if there was no fall damage. All of this is pretty much based off of assumptions, so don't take what I say as truth, you know. I don't know what the f I'm talking about. Golly, I swear, them glasses give me a headache.
There's also a charge dash in this game, and the charge dash is really a big old high risk, high reward type move. So if you, if the f is that? Nigga, who the f is you? I'm packing, baby.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna need you to stop dancing in my house. What is you doing in my house?
I ain't doing nothing. I'm just dancing.
Nigga, what you mean you dancing? All my doors are locked. How did you get in?
I got in through the window.
Nigga, how? I'm 4 stories high. Ooh. All right. It's been a rough morning for me already.
Looks like it.
So instead of popping your silly ass with a water gun, I'm gonna just give you a few seconds to leave and we'll be cool, all right?
All right.
Get your ass in my house! To me, the upgrades are perfect because not only do they add depth to the gameplay already, but they also bring variety to how you want to play. The main upgrades I use are the character upgrades or the power-ups because everything else is kinda basic. Character upgrades are what you use to swap out characters, and they cool, but that's pretty much it. But the characters in this game are pretty different from each other. For example, the Jester Reaper has an invincible dash, so if you're good enough, then you can actually keep combos going for days. But instead, Fark doesn't have an invincible dash, yet he has 2 different dashes. Fark also got a charged up mode, and that shit goes crazy. I am a huge ass fan of Kaioken ass power-ups. I love it. There's a lot of little differences like these that make the characters so unique, and the power-ups in this game are some of the best I've seen in a 3D platformer. And I say that because you can pair some of these power-ups up with each other and it makes the game so much better. Like, the game is already great, but if you give me the option to pair up speed and flight at the same time to fly across the map, it's literally a masterpiece. Why don't they talk about it? You can also pair up an attack boost with the invincible shield, and using those two with the high combo meter will let you mow down enemies so quick. The upgrades in this game are just so good because not only do they work with the platforming, but they also work with the combat. The combat is pretty much just parry, hit, and move the f out the way when you see yellow. Now with the combat, you can pretty much just get away with pressing random shit up until the final area. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this final area will have you f***ed up. The final area is where you realize that you ain't playing the game, but the game is just it's playing you. They'll hit your ass with spikes, lasers, ghosts. They'll probably even hit your ass with a Hadouken. There is not one easy part of the level. If you think this shit is sweet, go ahead and try it. You will not make it out alive. And somehow after that level, the game gets 10 times harder. After beating the final area, you'll get DLC stages from the game's Spark 2. And to me, the Spark 2 levels are actually the best in the game. It's pretty much everything I said about the Spark 3 levels, but just better. To me, the levels in Spark 2 are a lot more grand and creative. Every level in Spark 2 is just so vibrant, and there's more of a theme with the levels. Like, Spark's 3 space level is really calm and really chill, but Spark 2's space level, oh my god, this nigga's casually running from airship to airship. This shit is cool as. And that's not the only one like that, because every single Spark 2 level does something different. Like how you could be running up a giant tower in one level, and then in the next you'll be running through a space grid. I fucking love this game. The 2 final areas that you get after beating the Spark 2 DLC are actually the levels that make you get better at the game. The deep dive is pretty much just an enemy rush where you gain levels the more you kill them. Like, it may seem fine for a while, but when you go up to level 100 and you gotta fight 3 of the same bosses at the exact same time, the shit's cheated. I didn't know what tweaking truly was until I hit level 100. And as I got to level 100, all I could see was my body on the ground, spazzing the f out. Once you do hit level 100, there's another area that you unlock, and this hidden level is a final boss that I still ain't beat. I tried everything I could to beat this nigga. Not even a restraining order could work on this dude. These final 2 areas aren't perfect though. In these levels, you can see a lot of the game's problems, like how the camera just won't fuck with you. The camera is good in the platforming levels. It ain't everything, but it's okay. It's passable. But as soon as you start fighting somebody, the camera is devious. I also wish there was a multiplayer mode in this game. Like, if there were a battle mode or a racing mode or just a normal co-op mode, I'd love it. All in all, in my eyes, this game is like one of the best 3D platformers. This game is pretty much perfect, and I recommend anybody watching this video to just play it, bro. Please just play it. This shit is really good. Nigga, the f you doing here? Hey, bro, let me borrow a penny. Indeed. You got money and I ain't got any. Indeed. What? I just need a couple of dollars. Indeed. I ain't trying to bother my mama, you feel me? Okay. Like, I just choked. Indeed. I need me some money, no joke. Indeed. Damn. If you got a penny, that's dope. Indeed. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm broke. No!